stock, especially that's seen a bit of a sell-off in the last two trading sessions, is Info Edge on Naukri. Remember, Naukri.com recently released their jobs peak index for the month of March. The Indian job market saw a slight decline in hiring on a year-on-year basis. The index also highlights that a 4% decline was seen in overall fresher hiring. To discuss more on this, we are joined by Pawan Goyal, Chief Business Officer at Naukri.com. Thank you so much, Pawan, for joining us. First up, give us a sense of how the month, panned by, and also how the quarter panned by, especially in terms of hiring trends.
Yeah, so from let me take the month first. This is the March jobs peak. Now, this month jobs peak index is flattish, so I think down -1, but it's colored a lot because Holi was there in our measurement period this year, but it was not there in our last year. So if you were to adjust for the Holi impact, we don't do that in our index, but if you adjust for it, it would have been normally 6, 7, 8% point up. So fundamentally, the white collar hiring market in March has been better than last year if we were to informally adjust for Holi. Though our index is flat because of the measurement period where Holi was there this year, but not last year. Okay, so that's one thing that I would want to call out. Second thing, if you just adjust for that, IT, which shows flattish, would be up 6, 7 points for, I can't say the exact number, but you can say it's in the single digit growth in IT. Now, other trend that we see in March is, which has been secular, that non-IT hiring has been better than IT hiring, and which has been a trend which is sustained for some time. The second thing we also continue to see is smaller city growth, though of course from a smaller base, they are still higher compared to the metros. So those are the trends that we continue to see. Now, I want February to March, one thing, there are a couple of sectors where things have changed. So if you look at travel, tourism, hospitality, in February, it was growing phenomenally. But given the Holi season, as well as perhaps the Mahakumbh is behind us, that's gone down from 20 to -10%. Defense and government defense segment, that has seen a substantial growth. So that was around flattish last month, but now it is in 20%. The other secular trends, which I think we've talked about earlier, AI, ML, again, continues to grow at a very, very fast clip. It is in the high 20s, high 30s, depending on the specific skills, that continues to be there.
Pawan, on IT, X of the holiday impact, growth would have been approximately?
It's hard to say because, but I would guess somewhere in the 5 to 10% range.
5 to 10%. And what have you picked up in terms of whether this will sustain? Because there is this whole cloud of uncertainty on IT now, on tech budgets, IT spending, given the Trump tariffs. What are you hearing on that front, and whether this IT growth will sustain in the coming months?
So prediction is hard for us to do. But what I can say is we don't see any evidence of that yet on our platform. You're absolutely right about the overhang of the tariffs and its impact on the overall economy and subsequent impact on IT jobs. So then the short term, very, very hard for us to predict. But if you look in past, in the past downturns, there's a downward trend followed by a substantial upward swing for IT in India, if you look at the last two downturns.
This number about fresher hiring seeing a 4% decline in the month of March, is that a trend which has been there in the past and is just persisting, or is it something new? And how worrying is it?
So fresher hiring has been subdued for a fairly long time. Now, there is fresher hiring, there are pockets of growth, specifically in non-IT. There is sectors which are hiring freshers. But overall, in a secular way, there's more and more demand for experienced people. So if you take 16 plus years experience, there the growth is in double digits. As you start coming down, the growth starts coming down. And as you come to fresher, it comes to decline. And this trend has persisted for several quarters now. And this is certainly challenging for graduates entering the workforce.
So this weak hiring numbers for freshers, is it restricted to the tech sector, or is it widespread and more broad-based?
it is more in the IT space. There are pockets of growth in non-IT. I wouldn't say it's secular even in non-IT, but there are certain sectors. If I were to bring in, so for example, architecture, KPO research, facility management, media and entertainment. These are all seeing double-digit hiring growth for freshers. But in IT, we cannot find those pockets of growth for freshers.
Right. Very quickly, Mr. Pawan, FY26, which is the sector that you expect to outperform the most?
See, from a long-term point of view, what we have seen over the last couple of quarters, the non-IT sectors, we've seen travel, tourism, hospitality doing well. Healthcare, we have continued to see doing well. These are the 2-3 sectors that have continued to do well. But we unfortunately cannot predict what will happen. We only can talk about what we have seen on the platform.
Pawan, thank you very much for joining us. Enjoy these monthly updates from you on the labor market picture in India. But let's move on. Trump's reciprocal